All right, so that's that. That is the show that I had last Sunday. I hope that you like it. I really enjoyed it myself, and that also means that we can talk about what happened during that Sunday. In the meantime, it's still going on there on the last separate laptop. Let me close it off. There you go. Oh, there you go. I still have some audio there. Wait, welcome everybody. Welcome to the show. My name is Petra, and indeed last week I could not be here because of what you just saw. And of course we're going to talk about what I've learned last week, and I'm looking very much forward to talking about that, but I'm also looking forward to saying hi to you guys. So I see a plethora of people coming in, so let's just go ahead and go into the comments. I see, of course, MT is in the house. Welcome, MTA. He's already saying hello to Gerhard, who is from Stuttgart. And oh, by the way, I always do a quick check-in because I really like to talk to you guys. I see my dad is in the house. Welcome, especially to my dad, who has to put up with me for that weekend. Wiels says in German, Guten Abend and alles aus blah 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 Finland. Yeah, guten Abend or good evening, indeed. Welcome back, Wiel. Charles is in the house. He said, good day from the US of A. Welcome back, Petra. Looking forward to hearing from your concert, how the concert went. Kermit in the studio today. He is not at the moment, unfortunately. But you never know, right? Rudy is also in the house. Welcome. And I also see Axe Film. Hello. Tell me where you're from, because I don't recall having seen you yet. But indeed, welcome. Let's see what we, and of course from New York City himself, Stuart. He says hello, hey. I see Elon is in the house. He says hi, welcome Elon. Great of you to be here, and indeed shalom, like MT rightly says. Let me see what I have here. I see the Wolfman is in the house. Hi Petra, he says. Great of you to be here. Oops, I switched to my correct channel. I hope so too. Orbital is also in the house. Welcome. How are you? And greetings from Germany. Guten Abend. So welcome, guys. Really appreciate you for being here. And yes, we do have a bit of an ad hoc concert news information thing today. I hope that you liked the video that you just saw. It was really created live during last week, and of course I have my trustworthy phone with me so that I can show you some videos that I've made. Basically, this is what what we looked at. Maybe this is not a video. This is a video. All right, let's show you this one right here. So there you go. So here you see us switching the show. I had two people helping me out, which is very, very handy. The left guy is actually producing the show. He's saying what kind of shots he wants, and the right person is actually switching the show. Let me do that one more time. Oh, let me do that one more time. Here we go. One more time. You can actually see that we were using only 3 cameras, and that is what you saw just now. Of course, we're using the ATEM Mini Extreme, as you can see right below. Also, vMix is involved. And we also have the green with red light thingy there. That is a intercom system that we use to talk to the cameraman, because we were not alone, obviously. And we did we tried to do as much as possible with PTZ cameras or robotic cameras. However, for these kinds of very dynamic shots, nothing beats real human beings to be there very quickly, like so. That being said, the fun part is that the video that you just saw was done by 2 cameramen that didn't do this before. So it was the very first time that they did it, and I have to admit, this is the 4th band that we had during the day. Of course, the first band was a little bit of getting used to it, getting used to how you can act with a multi-camera production, and then based on that, it became better and better and better. So that's what we're going to talk about the preparations on it. We're going to talk about the feedback loops that we have throughout the day, and indeed, you already saw the end results. So if you have any questions about what we did and how we did it, please go ahead and write down what your question is so that I can actually talk about that. Let me see if there are any questions. Oh, I see some people still joining. Welcome, welcome. Hello from Cape Verde, West Africa. Good day. Also from Mexico, Raul is in the house. Good morning indeed. Kenya in the house. Excellent. Welcome, welcome, guys. It's good to see also some African friends coming in. Great, great, great. Yep, I'm totally... Is it Kenya as in Kenya the person, or Kenya the country? Now I'm not 100% sure. And Jason, all the way from Canada, is also in the house. Really great to see you guys. Okay, so you just saw at the very start of the show how things went, and let's talk about the preparations of it. So about 3 weeks ago, I was contacted by a colleague of mine at the local radio and television station. Petra, we want to do a radio show that is related towards concerts. Back then, we are now again in lockdown here in the Netherlands, but last week it was not yet a lockdown, so we were very lucky at that moment. But so 3 weeks ago, we got that call, and at first it was only with regard to the radio, but I said, hey, we really need to have something more for everybody. We want to have that everybody can see the concert. You know, typically you have some people right there, although we only had 4 places due to COVID restrictions. We only had 4 places for people. So we needed to do something, and that's the reason why I decided to say, hey, maybe we should, make this kind of video. Now, being a local radio and television station, funding is a little bit of a problem, so we are also using then volunteers. So, and these volunteers are already working for that local station. However, they're creating items. They're not creating live shows. So they're really used to being in charge of everything that they do, making B-rolls and making interviews, that kind of stuff. But now they needed to trust us, the producers, to make something from their show. So that happened 3 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, we knew that we would have two people that were both, let's say, people that are already on pension, retired, and I have to admit, before you think that that might not be good, they were very good for the first time. I am really impressed. I just wanted to clear that out. Well, that was 2 weeks ago. Then about a week ago, I started to prepare a lot of things, right? So I also prepared, for example, the box that I've made, the Thunderbolt box that I happen to have here. So let's show that. So this is the box that I wanted to use for the for the. Hey, wait. I think that the audio went a little bit. Sorry about that, guys. That I should not do. Okay, but anyway, I so that box that you just saw, that was one of the components that I tried to work with. It was working like a charm, and basically what it was it overlay on top of the video, and it actually worked perfectly during the preparation. I'm repeating, during the preparation, right there. Then, of course, all kinds of other stuff went into the checking. I think that I've spent the whole Sunday to figure out everything, if everything is working, verifying every SDI cable, every HDMI cable, every intercom's cable, and basically I can actually show you that intercom. So let me do that. Let me go and try something out, something new in the studio. Is that I'm actually doing something totally different, and I will be going to the demo desk. So let's try that out right now. All right. So, oh, there you go. For some reason, the camera is not working anymore. Let me see what it is. Because there's no battery. Of course, that's it. There you go. Okay, guys. So give me a few seconds. It will probably pop up any second now. And yep, it is there. So let's go. That's it. Okay. Okay. About testing purposes, right? Is this working or not? There it is. Okay, so if everything is fine, the audio and video should now be good. In the meantime, I will be trying to hook up to the vMix computer right there. Well, let me check if I can do that like so. No, I can't. Wow, great quality this. All right, yep, there it is. Cool. Black Saturday. Yep, that's exactly what happened. Black Saturday indeed. All right, we're back. So for some reason I misplaced the power of this this camera right here. Okay, so let's go back to this box. So I started with this box. This is the Sonat Echo Express SE3E, and it actually has 3 PSI ports. And as you can see, I've got one here. And yes, this is for me a reminder of which of the connectors is which. So because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the cross reference. So that is what I used for the overlay. I used 1 and 2 for key and fill purposes, and that went into the extreme, and that is what we used for that part. Then let's put that one right there. We also used an intercom system, and this is the pack that we used with that system. It's a 19-inch rack system. However, what is cool about this body pack is that you can actually add a headset. Well, this is the headset that comes with the package. It's not perfect. I have to admit, it's not the greatest, but it is capable. And all you have to do is that you have to put it into the headphone jack. And yes, you can also talk to the producer. In the end, we actually use real headsets and not the ones that come with this set because of the quality. And then next to that, we also have a tele light that was connected right here. And that allowed the cameraman to see when he was live. Because when he was live, like for example, here it's camera 2, then camera 2 would be red as well, so that you are aware that you are live. And that makes a lot of difference, especially if you have never used a multi-camera production. Yes, you can hear, oh, camera 2 is active, and that is clear. However, you actually also want to have something else, and that is, you also want to have the possibility to know when you're live. So that is what we also had in store yesterday. Of course, I will be talking more about this product in a later video. Tell me if you're interested in the intercom system. Let me know in the comments below so that I know that this is something that you are really interested in. All right, so let's go back to the main set and see you there. Yeah, we're back. Okay, so that was a little bit of a mess, right? I hope that you saw everything and could hear everything. I know that the audio of that microphone is a little bit less than this microphone. However, I think it's still doable. Let me know in the comments below if that is definitely the case. All right. Okay, so now you know that we used that special Sonat system during the preparation, and also the intercom system. The intercom system, perfection, really good. The Sonat, not so much. I actually had to remove it from the chain due to the fact that that it was really because. Maybe because of some stress, or not enough time, or maybe just a matter of not having the overview at that particular moment, because I could not get the key and fill to come out perfectly. It was not working at all, which is kind of awkward, because what happened after the show, I actually was like, yeah, I need to figure it out. So the day after, during the evening, I switched everything back on. Same Sonat, same laptop, and it worked like a charm. I have to admit, I had to fiddle around like maybe 2-3 minutes, but it worked like a charm. But I could not get it to work, which was really a pain. So I will definitely look into what happened. It might be a converter thingy, because of course I need to convert from SDI to HDMI to get it into the ATEM Mini, but I could not find it. So that was a bit of a bummer. I did see that it works, so I can now see that it works. So I'm not worried that the card is broken or something. It's literally something with a bad cable, or maybe just something stupid, or indeed like MT says, gremlins. Definitely gremlins. That is the thing. Yep. It was that kind of a day. Yeah, technical life issues. Yeah, it's so stupid. I just really didn't see that I didn't put the because of it was working on a battery for the whole day already, and it just switched off. It's like, oh, that wasn't expected. All right. Anyway, but it was fixed within a few seconds, so that's okay. Stuart wants to know more about the intercom. Yep, we'll do that. And Vincent says, yes, the audio did work at the demo desk, and yes, a bit lower than the main desk. Yes, but the quality is way better than it was previously, right? So I think that I'm nearly getting to a place that I'm happy. The thing is that this kind of microphone is totally different than the microphone that I have there, and I only have one of these at the moment. Maybe in the future I will purchase a second one. However, I don't want to do that because it's there very close to a computer that has a fan. And at the moment, it actually has multiple fans in the neighborhood. So I'd rather have something that is a little bit more narrowed if it comes to what it picks up. But okay, thanks a lot. So yeah, so I guess that you want to see some behind the scenes pictures as well. So let me show you some pictures. And I think that I'm going to start with this picture right here. This is a picture that I think it's important. It's actually a video I see, but I think it's very important to see this because it actually shows you that it's not like where it's only we have 4 people that are going to have a live who are going to be live on stage. It's more about also the show run of the run. Sorry, the run of show that we also have within our internal. So on the left hand side, you see the internal setup. So the first, what is it? Let me see. The first 15 minutes, it's building up. Then we have a sound check. Then we go live, and then we are going to go having an interview. And it was a repeat for 4 times in a row. So build up the stage. Then do a sound check, because you need to have a sound check, because you cannot, put it to chance. You really need to make sure that everything is aligned. Especially the band that you saw at the start of the show needs more sound check time than we had with one person that was just having a piano or keyboard and herself, which is just very simple in comparison. But nevertheless, once we had the interview, we immediately could take that time, that 15 minutes, to remove everything and build up again. So it was quite a lot of things that we needed to do right there. Then I think it's also important to show you that we actually had a big mixer. And that mixer, this is the Allen & Heath GLD80. And the GLD80 is I would say godsend. It is such a great mixer for what we do at the station. I also have an Allen & Heath here in the studio. It's called the QU16, so you can look it up for yourself. I am not using it effectively for this production. It is really meant for using it together with my live view environment. So I do have a few separate environments in the studio, just that I just have to switch it on and it just works. Otherwise, if I look at it, how it was in the past, we really needed to have a lot of fixing time to get things done. And now it's literally one cable goes into the the Go XLR here on my desk to make sure that the end result of the video is also in my ears. Then I need to push everything to the mixer, and the mixer will then go into this product right here, which is an audio interface, and then it goes into the production. So there's a lot of different stuff, but it just works, and it's only for that. And that's the GLD80. Like I said, the GLD80 is a fantastic system for that. So that is the product that we have now. Of course, we did have 4 people that were in the or 4 acts that we had live, and that is that's what we were doing at that time. And this is what it looked behind the scenes. So this is a camera that a colleague of mine has, which I'm so unbelievably jealous about. Then we have this camera, which is the ISO camera. So this is the camera that has the complete overview of everything and nobody's behind it. And this camera right here is the one that we also have. And oh, by the way, that is the lighting control. So of course we do have a lot of lights, and then you see this is what this camera looks like at the moment. So it was really a very cramped, small area. It was actually a converted room, a converted meeting room that we did, and that was so amazingly great. This was the guy that actually had that camera, which is a fantastic camera. I hope that you can see it right there. Really a very professional camera with lenses that you can actually swap out. So it is not a standard one. And this is the other guy who is also did a great job on the PXW X70 of the station. Very nice product, nevertheless. And this, yeah, you already saw that. So these are the two that were actually doing the production. So left, the one with the white headphones was giving comments or yeah, comments to the cameraman. Do this, go left, go right. I want to have this, I want to have that. And the other person wanted to have the right hand person was actually switching the show, a younger person, so he had very good eyesight, so he knew exactly when it was not nicely sharp and fresh, so that because we're getting old, so we don't see that all the time, but he is like, it's not in focus. Oh, can you put it into focus? That's literally what happened a few times during that last Sunday. But actually, I have to admit that with this new with this new monitor that I have right here, I have to admit that I can actually see if it's sharp or not. So it's a really a good monitor, and I'm really happy with that. Also, I want to point you out that we were recording everything on an ISO, so we at the very end we can fix any issue after the fact. Of course, we had one audio source because that was coming from that GLD 80 that you just saw earlier on. So the audio mixing desk. Let me see if there are so many comments before I continue. What mic is what on what desk? Okay, so this is the Lewitt right here. This is a Lewitt, and I think it's a 260 if I'm not mistaken. But I will figure that out for you. I think it's a Lewitt 260. The other one, it is the pod mic by Rode, and I really like the pod mic, but it's more coned, and this one has a bit more. I mean, if I do this, you can hear that, right? You can hear that. There, you cannot hear that. That's just, it's all gone, which is great. So that is the Lewitt and the pod mic. Yeah, by Rode. Jason, thank you so much for the $6.99 Canadian dollars. I took inspiration from your vMix workflow. I am now sending graphics to the ATEM instead, or the other way around. Very, very good. Hearing you talk helped me a lot. Thank you so much, Jason. Again, really appreciate it. Thank you also so much for spending the super chat. Really appreciate that. MT says we also have a QU16 in the studio. Works very well. Yeah, it is a workhorse. It's very good. Again, you know me, right? I've been in the radio business for 25 years, so audio mixing is literally my major thing. The only thing is that as you can hear or see, I don't have any mic ins, or sorry, no headphones in. So sometimes during my show at the moment, I cannot really hear that. I do have one right here, which is my headphone. But and I also use that at the start of the show to quickly verify some stuff. However, the switching part is still a bit of a mess. However, I did check it this morning, and I think that it's way better than it was prior. So yeah, so I have the QU16, and I have also the rack mountable X32, which I really love as well. The QU16 is from this studio, and the rack mountable X32 is really for on the road for bigger productions. I currently have it in my studio for testing purposes, but that will be in the 19-inch rack. Jason says, I used the Go XLR2. Yep, I actually use two of them now in this studio. So the fun part is that because this machine is getting really old, I really need to start to unload some parts of this machine to that one. So this machine is no longer recording and streaming. So that is gone. So it's just pushing out an NDI source to this machine. And this machine has actually two inputs. So that is this machine, the machine in front of me, and that is the ATEM right there. And these two, actually, if I now do a stinger transition on this Stream Deck that I have right here, then it also does this with the audio, which is really great. So if I do this, the audio here stops, and the audio there is now working. And now it's back, but it's not doing it like poof, poof. It's doing it like so, which is really nice. No sound. No sound. What? What? You should have sound. Oh. Ah. I was shocked. Should have sound. What happened? If I do this, there's no sound? There should be sound. There is sound, but it's further away. I'm so shocked. And he says instead a really good monitor, have an eye on it, but the price. Indeed, a really good monitor, have an eye on it, but the price put it nearly on the end of my list. I do understand that, MT. It is definitely a product that does cost some serious money. I totally agree with you on that topic. All right, but we're not ready yet because I still have some cool behind the scenes to show you. Let me. So it was not only rock, but also some more down to earth songs. I'm not gonna. Yeah. So this was also a nice setup, a little bit more laid back. And what I really like about this laid back scenario is that actually it did give some time to learn how to do the multi-camera production. Now, so these two people that you just saw did it for the first time. Again, did a great job. However, at first they didn't really know what to do. So what we did was that every time after the stream was done, we immediately had a team meeting to explain to them what we wanted, what went wrong, what went great, and what we want to have them change the next time. And they were picking it up very, very fast. So I definitely want to recommend. So if you work together with volunteers, give them a lot of feedback. Also encourage them to do more. So, for example, if there's a guitar, what I typically want is that they take the guitar from where you have your hand and the stick, but then go all the way until a light source or something. Why? Because then I can just fade very nicely to another shot. So it gives me more time to do that. So those are the things that I pay attention to, and I also explain to them. Also, we then started to experiment with going from a light to somebody who was singing, or panning from one person to another, and it was getting really, really good. I have to admit. So here again, you see a colleague of mine mixing it. On the right hand side, you see a short video, and then there, where you typically have somebody who's having an interview, we there had our special place for streaming. And don't look at the mess, because of course there's a lot of gear that we have to take along with us, but this is what it looked like from that. So it was again a very nice setup with the audio and the video in separate rooms, so that we had full on focus on the job at hand. It was really cool. Orbital says, did you calibrate the monitors before the show, and do you have a tip to calibrate field monitors without additional hardware? I did not calibrate the field monitor during the show. I did not find it that I needed it to do that. Uh, the particular monitor is really top notch, so I do see that if you what you see there is roughly what you will also record, um, and yes, of course, I can imagine that if you have a big station with a lot of people, then it might be something that you really want to add. But we didn't do that, to be honest. What we did spend a lot of time on was to get all the cameras calibrated or white balanced. That was really important to us. So that was what we did a day before. So yes, indeed, I forgot about that. So the Saturday before we went live on Sunday, I actually spent the whole day to put all the cables and to verify everything again, perform white balances, which was still a lot of work because even though they're all Sony cameras, it was still quite a lot of work to do. That was also the reason why the show didn't. I needed to cancel it because it was very late, and to be honest, I was totally fried. I only had like 20 minutes to get to the station to the studio. It's like this is not smart to do that. So that's the reason why I decided to cancel it, which was a bit of a bummer. However, that does mean that I now can show you a little bit more, and so that you maybe get inspired because you're a producer and we're all producers. We're all part of the Producers Guild, so it's great if you're there. Petra doing live sounds. Who poof whoosh, flang. Yep, that's me, Rudy. I always do that. You know that. Come on. I talk to myself. That's maybe also a bit awkward, but I do that. Who doesn't talk to him or herself? Come on, I do. I do. I do that all the time. It's a bit of a mess, but I think it's also has something to do that I'm an only child, so maybe it's that. Um, MT says, "Oh, always good to have some feedback after a show. Find some hiccups and work them out." Yeah. So indeed, that's a very important thing. Feedback is very important, but I think it needs to be feedback that is positive. It has the reason why you give the feedback is to provide positive feedback and to encourage them to do more. It's not to say, hey, you didn't do a great job. I mean, to be honest, it's definitely the first video. One of those two guys actually stood in front of the ISO camera, the unmanned camera, for about 5 to 6 seconds. And normally I would be very angry at that person, but but again, this was the first time that they did it. They needed to get used to it. It's volunteers. It just happens. And the only thing that I did was after the fact, I said, hey, you were in front of the camera. And I had to explain it to him like 2 or 3 times before he really catched on. It's like, oh, so it's always on. Yes, it's always on, right? But it's okay. He now understood. He understood it, and it never happened after that. But it's just a matter of finding the right way of saying it to people, and don't see it as negative. Just make it a positive, and maybe also laugh a bit about it. I think it's always great. MT says, "How are the cameras? Two different models. Well, looks like calibration was a challenge." Yeah, definitely. So actually, we had indeed two different models. We had two times a PXW X70, which is unfortunately not anymore sold, but it's a very good small camera. I really like it. If it was still available, I would definitely recommend it. But I think it's now the Z90 is a good follow up on that one. And the other one was a FX5. So it's a very expensive camera. It's like extremely expensive. And indeed, what we needed to do, to calibrate or white balance them, we changed the profiles to get a little bit more of the same color temperature, not color temperature, but the color feel to it. And then we also put everything on the same color temperature, which was, I believe, 5100 Kelvin. Yeah, it was 5100 Kelvin. And that was really good. That was really what we liked. It was very, very good. So yeah, so that was that part. Then, oh yeah, this is a bit of a better view on the monitor, and here you can see us preparing ourselves and making sure that everything is ready. Nothing is used at that time, but that this is the setup that I had, and of course, the workhorse of everything was the Extreme, the ATEM Mini Extreme, and was indeed recorded locally on that drive. So that part. I'm not going to show that one because I know that person doesn't want to be on stream. And this is the same video that you just saw, but then me going in there, and this is how small it actually was. Even though it looks very big on video, it's extremely small. Good question, Rudy, about the audio feedback. I will come back to you about that one. Just give me a few seconds. So that is how impressively small the setup was right there. Audio feedback was actually not a big concern. The reasoning behind that was that for the first 3 acts, it was so low volume that it was not really a big problem. And with these guys, it was a little bit of an issue, but we have very good monitors. We have very good audio personnel that really pick up on that feedback, and therefore it was not a problem. Again, the way that it worked was it came all in to the mixer, and from the mixer it went into my ATEM Mini via the camera, which is very important. So it went actually from the venue, which was let's say room 1, to room 3. In room 3, it went into a mixer. Then it went back to room 1, into the camera, and then it went to room 2. And that was us. And then from room 2, it went to room 4 and the outside of the outside world, or the TV station, which was a lot of moving around, but it worked like a charm. Let me see if I still have some other stuff that I wanted to show. Yeah. Oh yeah, which is important was that it was also, like I said, it all started with a radio show idea. So this was the radio show. So we also had a camera right here. Of course, being in a totally separate room, we didn't have to color balance this one. But this was the radio host, and the radio host was just making the show. And at the very end, he also he or she, were multiple people were there DJing. They also had an interview with the artist that had a prior show, which was really cool. Maybe this one is a nice shot. One more time. So this is how small it was, and we had 4 places for people that could be in the venue, and we had some guests. That was definitely the case, but it was not so much. Hence, it was so important that we could also broadcast it to the outside world. That's what I thought. Good audio people. Yeah, it was definitely good audio people. It was so. Yeah, we are also making a radio, and what we have in the radio, the personnel of the radio station, we have like about 3 or 4 people that actually know very good how to mix a band. So for example, we have here a drummer on the far back. That's about 6 faders. Then we've got a bass, 1 fader. Then we've got a guitar, another fader. then we've got another guitar, one fader. So we had, before you know it, you have like 10 faders or something. And it's all grouped, so we have very much the overarching feel to it. Echo is added as well via the GLD80, and we went very, very good. And one more time, this is the setup of the lights. So on the left hand side, we rented that mixer, the light mixer, and on the right hand side we see a very old MacBook that we can still use to perform DMX commands as well, and it actually went like a charm. I really, yeah, I think that we, in all fairness, I think that we had a very good setup. Well, like always, all good things come at an end, and I also want to show you a little bit of how the exact same venue looked like about 2 hours after. So this is what it looked like. So it's literally just a normal office building, and this is just an office room that we were converting into the venue, and this is just a matter to show you that you don't need a special venue to do this kind of things. You can do that in any room. As a matter of fact, I'm also in a small room in my condo, hence the name Tech Condo, and it's really, really small. I can actually touch with my finger there and my finger there. If I stretch them all the way, both walls on that side, and if I can walk 2 times that route, and then it's also done. So you don't have to have a lot of space to do these kinds of things. So that is that. Hey, QuickTech, you're great that you're here. However, I'm almost done. Let me see if I still have some other stuff. I don't think that we have other stuff. Then maybe, yeah, of course. Yeah, maybe one more thing is that at the moment, let me see if I can. It is a little bit of a small picture, unfortunately, because of course I was so stupid to make it in the how is it called? Portrait mode. That's it. So I'm also editing the show there as well on my HP Omen, and that is what I'm doing at the moment. Due to the fact that, of course, we did make some mistakes, and I want to make sure that all those mistakes are out, so that we have a very good end result. Rudy says a nice show and very informative, Petra. Thank you, Rudy. Really appreciate that. And Quick says, I'll catch up in replay. Yep, you definitely need to. Thanks a lot. All right, so that's what I have in store for you today. However, if you have any questions, I will give you some time to write them down, and we can still talk about them. So please go ahead and write down the questions that you have right now. So, and in the meantime, I'm going to tell you what you can expect the coming few weeks. So next week, I will be talking about the gift. What gift, Petra? Yeah, the gift for yourself. What I mean by that is that if you look into the community tab on Tech Condo, there you will find a question that I've raised to you, and I will be getting it quickly at the moment. The question is, there you go. Hey producers, in a couple of weeks, I'm preparing a buying guide for yourself as you, undoubtedly deserve it. How much budget will you give yourself for Black Friday and Christmas combined? So as you can see at the moment, a lot of people are actually divided between 250 and 1,000 euros or dollars. And I really urge you, if you have not done it yet, to on the community tab add your remark. This is only for people that are watching via YouTube, though, because I will be using that as a starting point for my investigation on what I think are the best ways of performing it, and to figure it out what you want to give yourself during Christmas and Black Friday. I do need to tell you that I'm using most likely the standard prices at that time, because of course I cannot uh, um, come up with the price that they will give during Black Friday, but I will definitely do that. It might be that we will revisit 1 week after, so that's next week. That's next week. The week after might be that we will revisit that because of Cyber Monday. However, I do think that we're probably going to talk about something else, and that something else is the Sonat, the Thunderbolt system that I'm that I'm using. I think that it's good to talk to you about the learnings that I have about key and fill, and also that you can actually use the same card for vMix. You can actually use the same card for vMix as an input capture card as well. And I want to show you how cool it is that you can actually bring in multiple cameras into vMix on your laptop with just one cable, which is really cool. So that is the week after or the week after. And then we're starting to reach the end of the year. So I would like you to ask, just provide me some questions or remarks that you want me to talk about. There might be something I've not yet explained to you, and you really want that information. Let me know in the comments. That's all that I have in store for you today. I hope that you appreciated it. I think I'm very happy, by the way. Oh, wait, I have something else to tell you. In December, I will get my MacBook Pro, so I will definitely also maybe give you a first impression on that. I will definitely use it for DaVinci as an editor tool, because even though I'm currently using the HP Omen for that, I think that the M1 Pro or Max, M1 Max MacBook Pro, it will be way faster and way better than the HP Omen at the moment. I actually installed Windows 11 on that computer right there today. This is my lab computer, so everything that is new I always try on that one first, and it holds up. So that is great. And also, I do like the way that I now have these two studios combined into one end computer. So again, this is the full production apart from the ATEM Mini right there, and this is the all of it, and that goes in, that goes out. So this is also the streaming computer, and that one does not do that. Thanks, Petra, for the informative show. Thank you so much, Orbital, for saying that. The open is great with Thunderbolt. Yes, it is. It's working like a charm. I definitely agree on that one. And the Feel says, thanks, Petra. And also, thank you so much for you guys for being here. Thanks, Petra. Great show. Very nice overview of your Saturday shows, and informative as well. Thanks a lot. And yeah, that's all that I had in store for you today. So without further ado, I would like to end the show and wish you a very happy weekend. And I'll see you next week. Bye bye.